So the primary concern that most people have when they start a marketing agency is, how am I going to sign clients if I have no proof or no testimonials? You might be new to this space. You might not have a huge amount of clients yet, or a huge, established brand that you can leverage. And you might be worried. You might be a little bit nervous, like, okay, I'm going to go on these sales calls and tell these business owners that I can do this thing for them, but I've got nothing to back it up. And that frightens me, because when the objection comes, which it probably will, I'm not going to be able to handle it. If that's how you feel and you're slightly stressed out about how you can do the sales thing without any sort of proof, I'm going to walk you through 5 different methods that I used when I started my marketing agency to sign my first 10 clients before I had the social proof that I now have. Okay, the beautiful thing about a business is it gets easier with time, and it's supposed to be really difficult in the first year or two, because that's what makes a man or a woman out of you. So I'm going to share these 5 ideas. They are in no particular order, although I have left the best one till last, and I'm hoping that these go a long way towards solving this problem for you and helping you. My name's Charlie Morgan. If you're new to the channel, I welcome you. I basically built and scaled a marketing agency to 7 figures. It was called NorthFlow Consulting. We signed over 350 clients. I now help people with client acquisition through a company called Imperium Acquisition. We do 500k a month with over 600 clients. But let's get into the video. So I'm going to give you 5 different strategies. We'll start with number 1, which is to befriend a client or become an ally. So what you can do, you pick your niche, right? And you define the demographic or the type of business that you want to work with. You go and find someone that you can ally with. So it's like in war, you have an ally essentially. You find someone in your market, a person in your niche, and you offer to work for them either for free or with a very, very generous pay and results offer. You're very transparent with your intentions, and you tell them the truth that you're still getting started, and you want a case study from them, and you basically ally with them. You start the relationship very honestly. What you do is you say, look, I'm going to do this for you. I will work as hard as I can to make it happen. All I ask in return is that you reciprocate by, letting my clients potentially call you, providing testimonials, maybe doing an interview. And that's the first thing you have to do. Okay. The thing about service delivery is it's not something you can learn from an external body. It's something that you have to sharpen and practice yourself. Okay. When it comes to learning service delivery, it's only something that you can do through enough iterations and experience. And so having that first client, even if it's for free, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Eventually, you don't want to sign people for free because they've got no skin in the game, but that's a story for another day. So that's option number 1, is the ally play. Option number 2 is to lean on the offer more than the social proof. So what you'll learn about client acquisition is it all comes down to confidence. And what I mean by confidence is someone having confidence in you and your ability to do what you say you can do. Okay. Now, confidence is an emotion, right? It's something that we feel that signifies competence to ourselves. Let's say that I was going to the Grand Prix. I might have confidence in Lewis Hamilton's ability to win the Grand Prix because he's a competent person. He displays competence, and I'm getting confidence signals from everywhere. You need to give your prospect confidence signals. And what that means is you need to give them the confidence they need to buy from you, right? You might be wondering, well, how? Because if I haven't got testimonials or social proof, how are people going to have the confidence to actually invest in me, give me their money? And how do I display competence without social proof? You have to lean on the offer. So what this means is, if you imagine that, we've got like a scale. If I just draw this on the back here, right? Imagine you've got a scale from 0 to 100, right? Different people buy at different levels. This is called an action threshold. So maybe someone will buy at 40% confidence. Maybe they have to have 100% confidence to buy. But what you're looking for in those first couple of clients is people that don't need a huge amount of confidence, because what you're ultimately going to do when they come to ask for the testimonials and social proof, what you do is you say, listen, I can't give you the stuff that you need to feel confident. That's why I have such a strong offer. So the confidence is either going to come from 3 things. And this will go into my next point in a second. It's going to come from your clients and your social proof. It's going to come from you, or it's going to come from your offer. Those are really the only 3 points of confidence leverage that you have. So if you get rid of the first one, you have to rely on the second 2. And so what you can do is you can say, Mr. Prospect, I understand that you're not able to see interviews, success stories and everything like that. And the truth, my friend, is that it doesn't really matter, because that stuff can be faked. And you've probably been burned before by an agency that had all this social proof, right? Of course, it's happened to you before. That is why I want you to have trust in us, because we have the offer that they didn't have. So I'm willing to put my money on the line. I'm willing to reverse the risk. I'm willing to work on a pay and results basis, or whatever it is you're doing, because I know you need to get your confidence to buy this from somewhere. And if you're not going to get it from some of my clients, you need to get it from yourself through this offer, right? So the second play is to lean into the offer. Notice, say, look, I know that I haven't got this stuff that you need. That's why I've developed such a strong offer. Okay. So point 3 is conviction. So the beautiful thing about sales is that if you have so much confidence and you have enough conviction yourself, people won't even think to ask you for testimonials. So let's say that you're going to buy my program, right? Let's say that I'm selling you an Easy Grow, our consulting program that helps people acquire clients. If I'm on a sales call with you, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to dial my conviction up to the point at which you could not possibly say no. Because Mr. Prospect, if you buy this, your life will change forever. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart to the fucking high heavens, and I am so happy and so excited that you're here with me, because I have everything that you could possibly need and more to solve these problems, to make this dream come true. I am the man for the job. That might sound cocky, but I have so much confidence that I can solve this for you. And let's just get started. Let's do it, because I know it's going to work. Can you feel your emotion, right? Sales is the transfer of emotion. What that means is that the state that you are in emotionally is the state the prospect will be in emotionally if you stay convicted in the frame you're in. So if you're pitching to someone and you've got loads of doubt and you're sort of anxious and you're quite timid and quite shy and you're like, yeah, it's like, it works really well, like, you're not going to give the person the confidence they need. And so this comes into point 2, but also point 3, where they're going to get the confidence from the offer from you or the clients that you've got. If you haven't got the clients, then it has to be you and the offer. And so even if you're not feeling super confident, because you might then be like, well, Charlie, how do I feel confident if I'm not able to deliver results? You kind of just have to fake it till you make it. And that's not the best piece of advice in most circumstances. But what you need to do is have confidence in your ability to learn what needs to be learned, right? So when I was starting my agency, and the first person that I signed was a guy called Ian, who ran a gym up north in the UK. I was honest with him. I said, you'd be my first client. But the amount of I had such a filthy amount of conviction. I said to him, I said, Ian, if you buy this from me, and if you give me £1,000 of your money, I will go to hell and back to make sure this works for you. I would run 3 marathons consecutively to make sure you get results. I will do anything and everything in my power. I will dedicate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to your business and to solving this problem for you. And I swear solemnly on my life that I will stop at nothing to get you results. It will be all I think about. It will be all I obsess over until it comes, until you get results. That's all I will do. If you haven't got confidence in your own ability, have confidence in your ability to establish the ability, because the conviction has to come from somewhere. That's the thing, is sales is conviction. You won't convince someone if you haven't got conviction. If it feels dishonest and disingenuous to have conviction in something that you're not even good at yet, you need to make sure you get it from somewhere. So maybe it's in your ability to find the ability. Okay. So that's number 3. What I'm going to give you next, I've put here, is how to lie, right? And I'm not going to encourage you to lie to prospect. The best way to sell someone is to be honest and transparent and just completely straightforward. But there is a tool in the arsenal that you can use in the event that you want to give someone the impression that they're in a safe pair of hands, even if if you're certain you can help them, but you haven't got the social proof to back it up, but you know damn well that it's the right thing to do, and you know they join you, you will change their life, but you just haven't got the social proof, then you can use this line. So please don't use this in a Machiavellian way. I've never used this in a Machiavellian way. If I caught any of my sales reps doing it like this, I would skin them alive and then fire them. Although rhetorically, I'm not going to skin them alive. Here's how you do it. So someone says, I want to see social proof. And you say, oh, I really appreciate that, but I can't. You have to give a reason. You can't just say I can't, because then they will be like, well, it's because you don't have it. So this is technically going to be a lie, but I'm not encouraging you to use it unless it's the right thing to do. And that is up to you. You have to use your own prudent morality to decide. You say, Mr. Prospect, unfortunately, I can't give you the stuff that you need, social proof wise, because the problem with digital marketing is it's very emulative, and we want to protect our clients from vultures or copycats. So if you're working with me and then I suddenly share your business with a bunch of other people, perhaps in your area or elsewhere in the industry, your advantage becomes diluted, because now everyone can look at your business, they can see the marketing from a third perspective and basically take what you do. So every single client we have, they come on board on the premise that we do not share them. They are private, they are protected. Because if I go around telling everybody who my clients are, then everybody in the market can go and look at the copy, the funnels, and everything that we're using for them, which ultimately means that our service is reduced and you get less leads. Also, not to mention, my clients pay me to make them money, not the other way around. So that's an angle you can take. Don't know why Aikido handed there, but that's an angle you can take. Please do not use that in a Machiavellian, malevolent way. Be trustworthy, be honest, be transparent, but it's something there if you want to use it. So that is number 4. So then that brings us last but not least to number 5, right? Number 5 is probably my favorite, and it's for you to release your expectation of making money. So you start this business to make money for financial freedom, but patience is a virtue in this instance. So if it was me, SMMA is significantly harder to start than it was 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago when I started. People have been burned, people are more wary, it's harder to deliver results, harder to get clients, and I think a lot of people are very cognizant of that. What I would do if I was starting is I would release all attachment to getting paid. Because, if you want to build a multi-six-figure business, it's not going to happen in a couple of months. Although we've had instances in our community where it has, but it's rare, right? Release all attachment to getting paid. Get yourself a stable income with a full-time job or something, and go to businesses and say, I want to start this. I'm going to change your life. I'm going to change my life in the process. I'm going to give you everything that I've got, but you don't have to put any risk on the table. If you cold called 1,000 businesses and said, look, I am a 18-year-old college dropout. I'm going to make it big in this niche. but I need to get a foothold. Would you be willing to take a chance on me if there was no risk involved to you? You say that's for 1,000 people, 10 of them, 20 of them, 30 of them are going to be crazy enough to say yes. Now, I do not advocate for free trials, right? But in the beginning, if we take a non-binary stance, there's nothing wrong with removing the pressure, because if you're thinking to yourself right now, oh, I've got no clients, but I'm going to charge $1,000 a month, or I'm going to charge $2,000 a month. You probably feel all of this intense pressure to do with sales calls because you know you're not worth that. But if you remove that and you just accept the fact that you might have to get into the trenches and do some work without getting paid for a short while, then you can relax, because there's no longer, you're not selling anything. There's no pressure. You're selling them on the future you. So you say, look, in 3 to 4 months, I'm going to have 25 clients and I'm going to be so good at this that you're going to want to keep paying me so you can come on board. But you give me 2 months, you give me 3 months, you give me everything I need. Now, there's a caveat to this where maybe you want to ask them for a couple of $100 as a setup fee, software costs, or to cover my media buyers costs or something like that. Use your own intuition and your own judgment wisely. Don't just go out offering free trials to anyone. They need to be a good business. They need to be qualified. They need to have some level of authority in the niche. I wouldn't just go doing it for any random person. Sometimes, if you're worried about how to sign clients without testimonials, the best way is to get the testimonials, which just means you have to delay the gratification of actually making money by 3 or 4 months. And if you've got a stable income and you're willing to work the extra 6 hours, 8 hours a day outside of your current job and put 12 hours a day, 6 days a week in, you will make it happen. You will make it work. So those are the 5 ways in summary. Allying, befriending someone who you work for free for, essentially to build rapport, and they can sort of sell your thing for you. The second thing is, we know that conviction or confidence comes from 3 areas: your offer, you, or your clients. We remove the clients, you're left with your offer, which is option number 2, or conviction in yourself, which is option number 3. If you haven't got the conviction in your abilities, you need to have conviction in your ability to find the ability. Okay. Number 4 is that sort of how you can essentially get away with it, and you can say, look, I can't give you social proof because of this, because of that, because of this. If you give people, in psychology, there's an idea called the reason respecting tendency. If you give people a good why and a strong case for reason, you'll be fine. And the last but not least is the less sexy option. It's less shiny, but it's to reverse the risk. It's to say to people, look, here's me. I'm being honest. I'm being transparent. I'm being straightforward. I'm sure you get pitched by people all the time who don't know what they're doing, but I want to be honest with you. Okay. So that's how I would do it. That's not how I had to do it when I started, although the thing that I had to build was the conviction. And my first few clients I signed, I was like, look, man, if you trust me with this money and you give me what I need you to give me to make this work, I will go to hell and back to get you results. And I truly meant that. I said to my second client, was a guy called Neil, who ran a gym sort of in the Midlands in the UK. And I said to him, I was like, dude, if you trust me here, and if you come on board and you let me take you on as a client, I will not sleep until you get results. And I meant it. And dude, like the first like couple of days his campaign went live, he didn't get many leads, and I literally didn't sleep. I was up to like 4 or 5 in the morning just working on his campaign, and I made it work. And he was like, well, you told the truth. Because you can only have genuine conviction if you actually believe what you're saying. So if you're not willing to go above and beyond for your clients in those first few clients, you might as well quit, man, because you're not going to get very far. This is not a 4-hour work week thing. So that's everything from me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can subscribe, all that shit. In the description, there's a link that takes you through to a funnel, which explains how I can help you get more clients. Don't click it if you don't want to. I really don't mind. I'm going to try and sell you something on that link. So if you're not ready to be sold, or you don't have enough trust in me yet, then just keep watching the videos. But I hope you have a wonderful day. If you like the video, just like it. It helps me help you. If you can subscribe, that'd be great. I'll see you in the next one.